welcome to my Four Boys and an NL Girl podcast. My name is Patty. I'm coming to you on Easter Saturday, 2017. I am living in the most easterly province in Canada, that of Newfoundland and Labrador. I live on the island of Newfoundland. And this podcast is all about knitting and crocheting and sewing and rug hooking and cross-stitching and basically making all the things. I'm a really creative person and I love to do all kinds of crazy things in the run of a week. So that's what this podcast is about. Mainly though, it's about knitting, and this week is very exciting because it's going to be about giving out a prize, because last week, if you had tuned in either on my podcast or on Instagram, you would have found out that I was giving away a 20th episode prize, and it was this gorgeous package from Handmade with the bag and the yarn and the DPN holder and the stitch markers and all of this. So that is the prize that I'm going to be giving away, and I know who the winner is because I did a random number generator, and I will tell you about that at the end of the podcast. Keep you guessing for a little while longer. As I said, it's Easter Saturday. We had Good Friday off with the boys. They had the day off, so we had a wonderful day together yesterday. This Easter week, the kids have the week off of school, so I'm going to be busy with them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get a podcast out again next week as regularly as I usually do. We'll see, so please forgive me if I'm a little bit late getting my next podcast out. I wanted to first talk about the little tiny bit of knitting that I've done, mainly because I mentioned that I'm designing cross-stitch kits now, and I just finished up my most recent cross-stitch design. I finished stitching it, so next it needs to go to the framers for framing, and while that's happening I can get working on the cross-stitch program that I use to put the pattern into the program, so I need to work on that. And then hopefully by the end of the month, everything will be ready to launch that kit and its pattern in my new Etsy shop. So that's mainly what I've been concentrating on this week, because I really want to it takes a week or so to get it framed. So I'm really going to be cutting it close to the end of the month, the end of April, to getting that finished. So with that in mind, I did pick up some yarn yesterday to start, and this isn't even a half-finished object. It isn't even a work in progress because it's a swatch for a sweater. So let me show that to you. It is in one of Molly Klein Design's beautiful bags with teacups on it. I had purposely purchased this large sweater size bag for the sweater. I am going to be knitting Santa Claus here. Ho He Locatelli's Madewell cardigan. And I have this gorgeous yarn in the colorway Boreal from, hopefully you can see that, from Smith & U Yarns out in Kamloops, British Columbia. And I'm just going to make sure I'm saying all that correctly. And look at the band inside. It's called Marianne Socks. And it is, yes, Smith & U, and this is her 80% merino, 20% nylon superwash, 437 yards on the skein. And it's hand dyed by Smith & U in Kamloops, British Columbia. And as I mentioned, the colorway is Borealis. Isn't that gorgeous? And the best part is it's even prettier when it's knit up. So I'm knitting a fairly wide swatch. You know what? I have knit maybe one swatch before for a sweater. I haven't knit very many sweaters. I have knit 2 sweaters that I wear. I think I've probably knit more than that, maybe 30 years ago, but I can't remember. They were disasters, so it probably doesn't matter that I can't remember. So this is what it's knitting up like. Hopefully the camera will focus on that. It's just gorgeous colors, gorgeous fabric. I really like the fabric. It's really nice. So another, I think, 15 rows. I can take this off and block it. It seems like I'm doing a very wide swatch. So anybody who's used to swatching, doesn't this seem overly wide? I cast on 46 stitches. Maybe I should have cast on a few less. I'm not sure. So anyway, I was going by what somebody had recommended, and this is what I have. So I'll be taking this off to block it, to wash it and block it and see how my stitch gauge and everything turns out. I was really nervous about knitting the swatch. I've been procrastinating about doing it and working on other projects and starting and not finishing other projects while I was waiting for this one. But I really want to get this one finished for to wear at some point this summer, hopefully. So here I am working on it, and like I said, I'm really happy with how that's sitting up. So I do have a finished object this week, but it's not a knitting finished object. It's not a crochet or rug hooking finished object. It is a painted finished object, and it's pretty basic painting. I took a piece of, my husband cut a piece of board for me to make a height ruler for our boys. We have painted our living room, and we were using part of the wall to do their height measurements, and then we painted over that, though we took careful pictures and careful notes, measuring notes about each for each stage and date of each of the kids' heights, so we can now transpose that over to the new height ruler. So here's a little video showing you the ruler and my painting. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That's so I just stained the wood. I used a oil-based paint pigment marker from Michaels to do the lines, because that was the easiest way for me to do them. And then I painted on the numbers. I just used found a font that I liked online and just traced on the numbers and then painted over the tracing. So it was really a pretty easy project. But I finished it. It's great. So now all we've got to do is get it. I think we're going to put it in the hallway. So we need to get that mounted, because the boys are really eager. They've started measuring themselves again. They're really eager to see where they are on that board. And I'm happy that the board, because we're mounting it, I started the 1 foot mark so that it'll rest on top of our the baseboard. So I'm happy that it's over 6 feet tall, because my two brothers are both 6'2" and 6'3", and I was a bit worried that the ruler wouldn't go as high as the boys might go, but it does. So I'm really pleased about that. I cannot believe I just did the whole podcast and the camera was off. I didn't realize it. So I am back again. I am going to be going over again what I just talked to you about, even though for you it's going to be the first time. So bear with me, because now I'm going to be a little bit frazzled. So I think I had showed you my swatch. I talked about the ruler. And now I am going to show you some gorgeous items that I got from Dawn's Creations. Dawn is a polymer clay artisan here in the St. John's east coast of Newfoundland Labrador area. And you've seen these before. These are little row house stitch markers that Dawn does a gorgeous job on. These are going to be part of the prize package for the Crafty Spring Make-Along that Barbara at Knitting I Love, hi Barbara, and I are hosting. So I got a set each for each of the 2 prizes that are going to be going in there, and hopefully that focuses, or I will add a picture if it doesn't focus. So Dawn is a real talent with the polymer clay, and she put in a couple of extra treats for me when I ordered my stitch markers. Thank you so much, Dawn. I really, really love these. These ones, and hopefully again it's going to focus, because these are gorgeous little Easter treats. So little chickens coming out of eggs, and little chickens just sitting, and they are just absolutely gorgeous stitch markers, and I love them. So thank you so much for that, Dawn. The other thing that Dawn put in for me is that we have a tradition here in Newfoundland and Labrador called mummering or jannying, and that tradition is very old. I don't know if it came from, if it was originally an old English custom or an old Irish custom, but it's something that we do during the 12 days of Christmas here in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's where men dress up as women and women dress up as men and wear house coats and push pillows up on top of their stomachs and on top of their rear ends, and wear bras outside their clothes, and wear stockings or nylons over their faces so you can't tell who it is, and funny hats and things like that. And then they go around to people's houses and they put on a play or sing a song for a drink, usually an alcoholic drink or syrup, because we have something here called purity syrup. And that's something else that would be out, and Christmas cookies and that kind of thing. So the mummers go around visiting different houses in the evening during the 12 days of Christmas. So Dawn has a series of mummer ornaments that she makes. And she made this one. I don't think it's specially for me, but it is, it was given to me especially. And it is this gorgeous little, and again, I'll put up a picture if you can't see this. It's a knitting mummer. And I just love her. Isn't she gorgeous? Hopefully the camera is focusing. This is going to have pride of place over on my hutch. I've decided to have a different background for a few episodes here on the couch. Eventually I'll probably go back and have the hutch in the background, and this is soon, in a few minutes, going to be hung up on one side of the hutch so that everybody can see my knitting mummer, who I absolutely love. She is so cute. Dawn, I can't thank you enough. Dawn is a wonderful, creative person, and it's been great getting to know you a little bit. And please get well soon. Dawn's been suffering from a cold for the past little while, so hopefully you will start to feel soon better soon, Dawn. So there's the stitch markers. Now, what else do I have to show you? I had mentioned a few weeks ago, or a few podcasts back, that I had missed the opportunity to sign up for FiberShare this year, or no, sorry, this session. There's three or four FiberShares every year, and I did it last time around and missed it this time around, and I was so upset. But anyway, when I mentioned on the podcast, a couple of people got in contact with me privately and were interested in doing a swap. So that was great. I've got almost all my swap packages ready to go. I'll get them out this week. But I've already received one of my swaps. And I am going to tell you that it's from Paula from Kelmscott Designs, because she sent me, along with the gorgeous yarn, which I'll show you in a minute, she sent me a couple of the things that she designs. One of them was this little love scissors. See these? These are absolutely perfect to have in my notions bag, in my knitting bag. The other thing, and I absolutely love this, it's Canada's 150th birthday this year. And so there's a lot of Canada-related wonder going on in the country. And Paula designed this Happy 150th Canada needle minder. And it is so cute and just perfect for cross-stitching, or, because I also rug hook, and this pair of scissors attaches to the, look at that, it stays on the needle minder, so I can use it for rug hooking as well. So thank you so much. I'll put that up there. Hopefully the camera's focusing on it, because it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous needle minder. So Paula, thank you so much for those. The other goodies that Paula sent me in our swap was this gorgeous Yakini, I think I'm saying that right, Yakini Yarns Mon Sock Heel and Toe set. It's the Connellsville Strong colorway. And I think this may have been one of the ones where the lady at Yakini Yarns was, may have been raising money for the town or something. Can't remember, and I could be absolutely wrong about that. Gorgeous blue and white. As you know, I love blue and white, so this is right up my alley. The other thing that she sent me was this gorgeous and Nora George luxury hand-dyed yarn. The colorway is Fleur de la Cour. This is on our Blenheim Sock, which is 50% superwash merino and 50% silk. Look at that. This is unbelievably soft. Absolutely unbelievably soft. The silk is a gorgeous shimmer to it, and it's just gorgeous. I absolutely love this. I love the colors. I love the feel of the yarn. So thank you, Paula, so much for doing a swap with me. It was wonderful. And yours is going to be in the mail this week, so I hope you enjoy yours as much as I've enjoyed mine. I love doing swaps. I love finding out what people like, and then, you know, there's always that kind of little bit of excitement, and when you're picking things out, like, will they like this, will they not like this, and you're really hoping they're going to like it. And of course, people always pick out things that are different for you than you probably would have picked out yourself. And case in point, one of the other things that Paula sent me in her package was this coin collection. It's a 2017 coin collection called My Canada, My Inspiration. And it's a collection of the 2017 special coins that are done for Canada's 150th birthday. And I never would have picked this up myself, but I absolutely love it. It's such a great idea. Each of the coins, there's a $2, $1, 25 cent, 10 cent, and 5 cent coins in here. Each of them are designed by different Canadian artists from all over, British Columbia, Ontario, Alberta, Nova Scotia. And it's just absolutely, it's wonderful. And like I said, this isn't something I would have picked out myself, but Paula, you nailed it. Because like you, I am a very proud Canadian, and it's absolutely wonderful to have this as a memento of Canada's 150th birthday. And I would not have picked it out myself, so that's just great. I will put the information for Paula at Kelmscott Designs scissors and needle minders on the screen in case you're interested in purchasing some. She's a great designer and has some gorgeous little scissors and needle minders for needlework and rug hooking and knitting in there. So you can certainly have a look and see if there's something that you want to pick up. And the other bit of shopping that I did this week was, actually it's a couple weeks ago now, but it came in the mail this week. SS at Critcham Handmade does, she dyes a variety of yarn, and she is the lady responsible behind this gorgeous kit that I'm going to be giving out as a prize in a few minutes. So SS is a wonder. And she started to dye some self-striping yarn, and one of the ones that she had dyed was this beautiful watermelon sock yarn. So it's on her Rosanna sock base. It is 75% merino, 25% nylon. It's got a gorgeous little mini there to go with it for the toes, cuffs, and heels. This is going to be my next set of socks after I finish my husband's socks. I have not had the chance to work on his any further than I did last time because I've been so busy trying to get my cross-stitch design finished, because that is going to the framers this week. I'll have a week of unadulterated knitting, probably. I may fiddle in some other crafts, but mainly I'm going to be knitting this week because I want to get the swatch finished for my sweater and the sweater cast on, and I want to get those socks, I want to get the heels done so that they fit my husband, and I can keep knitting and get those finished entirely. So I'm really excited about that and really motivated to get that done. So you'll have to hold me accountable and see how well I do with that. So that's my gorgeous, gorgeous watermelon yarn. This is going to be my next sock cast on once I finish my husband's yarn, because they're so nice and they can be used in the summer, and they're very nice and summery colors, so I absolutely love that. There. Now, without further ado, I would like to announce the winner of my 20th episode giveaway. It was a really exciting giveaway. I had hundreds, literally hundreds of people who joined in. I had to, in order to choose a winner, that was a little bit difficult because I had people who had subscribed or commented in YouTube. I had people who either followed or tagged people or reposted in Instagram. So I had all those different sources to compile. So what I did is copied them, compiled them into a text document. Then I used a random number generator to choose the winner. The winner is actually a fellow Canadian, which is amazing because the people who entered this contest entered from all over the world because there was no limit on where you could be to enter the contest. And the winner of this gorgeous prize package is Dana Ray 19. Hi Dana, I hope I'm saying your name right, or if it's not your name at all, because some people use pseudonyms for on their Instagram account like I do. So hi, thank you very much for being involved in the contest. Get in contact with me by probably through Instagram, because we follow each other in Instagram, and so I can get this gorgeous package sent off to you this week. Yay! So thank you so much to everybody who participated in that giveaway. I'm sorry that I can't give a prize to everybody. I would really, really like to. But I do plan between now and the end of May for the Crafty Spring Make-Along. I do intend on giving away 1 or 2 more prizes because I love doing giveaways. And it's been a while since I've done one, so it kind of gives me a kick in the butt to do a couple more. I didn't mention the Crafty Spring Make-Along a whole lot this time around. Barbara, hi Barbara again, hi. Barbara's at the Knitting I Love podcast, and I'm on Ravelry because that's where you would put your finished objects in the Ravelry thread under 4 Boys and an NL Girl podcast. I will put that information up on the screen. So we both have finished object threads on our Ravelry page for you to sign up, and we're taking sewing and knitting and crocheting and tatting and quilting and paper crafts, and anything that you're involved in can be entered into the finished object thread for draw for prizes. I'm going to be doing 2. I also have a chatter thread, and what I might do this time, I have to think about it. I may choose one from the finished object thread and one from the chatter thread, so stay tuned. I'll let you know which I am choosing from, because I really enjoy having conversations that we have on Ravelry. And of course, when you have the finished object thread where there's no chatter, then that's a little bit more of a sterile environment, so I really enjoy some back and forth. So that's the Crafty Spring Make Along. It goes until the end of May, the 31st of May, so there's still lots of time to get your finished objects in there. And maybe I'll take a picture of my ruler and put that in there too as my, I think it'll be my first finished object that I will have posted in the chatter thread, not in the finished object thread, because obviously I'm not going to win the prize, you are. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you are really enjoyed what you've seen, it'd be great if you hit the subscribe button down below so you can see when I post. I tend to post every week, so around Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not very consistent in terms of the day, but I do try and do it once a week. Because this coming week is Easter week and the kids are, I'm sorry, my phone is going off in the background. Because this week is Easter week and the kids are going to be off school this week, I may not get a chance to podcast. We will see, but I've got episode 21 done now and the prize given away, so that was my main focus for getting this podcast taped today. If you're new, I hope you enjoyed what you saw and you'll come back and visit me again. So I hope you've had some time to sit down with a cup of tea or coffee and maybe you're knitting, and I've really enjoyed our chat together today, and I hope we can catch up again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.